What's going on, Zoomers? Welcome back to the Cringe channel. I'm your host, the Vietnam Tiger Stripe Camo enjoyer that your mom said that we have at home. Today, we are going to be having a discussion about another operator cult. This operator cult is going to be the iron sight enjoyers, the people that say you absolutely have to have a set of backup iron sights or iron sights on your rifle at all times. The weapon we will be talking about, I guess, or just as an example piece, will be this Colt 6920. It is amber. Before we get too deep into it, like, comment, do all the YouTube things. Leave a comment down below if you run backup iron sights or if you don't, and the reason why. Quick mic check. We are good. Audio is the bane of my existence for this channel. All right, guys. Deal with the sunburn. I've been out at work all day. I got it. I'm probably a little bit sunburned, but that is just how it happens in the South in the summer. Guys, we have our first official sponsor for the channel. Okay. The Discord is live, but it is Patreon members only. The link will be in the description. It's $5 a month for the Patreon. Then you can get up in the you get all the behind the scenes stuff, and you get up in the freaking Discord and find buddies to train with and to game with. If you're interested in that, check out the Patreon, and then you'll get an access to the Discord. But the first sponsor of the channel is going to be Right to Bear. Right to Bear is a firearms legal service. Okay, they're going to be everything that will enable you. So when you inevitably have to use your Colt 6920 to defend yourself and your family, or your Glock 19 because you're out concealed carrying every day, which you should be. Okay, you should be concealed carrying all the time, every day, legally within your state and local laws. If you for some reason have to use that weapon to defend your life and the lives of your family, well, you're going to want a legal protection to make sure they actually have your back, because hopefully you did the right thing, but Right to Bear is going to get your back. Okay, so it's $11 a month or $125 a year, based on however you want to go with it. Okay, some things that they're going to offer. I'm going to go from least important to most important based on my opinion for what they offer. Okay, firearm self-defense training. Okay, you can get that at a lot of places, but they do offer firearm self-defense training. Okay, discounts with any industry partners, so you can get whoever they're partnered with. Just freaking, you get discounts at all those different places. Psychological support being, in my opinion, the second most important thing that they offer. Okay, and the biggest thing, in my opinion, that they offer that you should take advantage of, okay, is going to be unlimited criminal defense and civil defense. Unlimited, okay? So if you have to use your Glock 19 or whatever you're rocking to defend your life and the lives of your family, they're going to get your back for unlimited resources as long as you're a member within the period that it happened, okay? Like I said, it's $11 a month or $125 a year. Okay, now that we've talked about the first sponsor of the channel, let's talk about iron sights. I don't know if I already mentioned it. Drink for today's video is going to be Gatorade because I've been out working all day, okay? And hydration is important down here in the South. So cheers, guys. Okay, here we go. Very professional. I got my notes. We got our amber Colt 6920. Okay, I've been loving the vibe. I have the sling off and the white light off. The white light is on another gun right now because I was running drills with it on the video. You probably saw it yesterday. And the sling is on that rifle as well. So this is just kind of my carbine that I keep around when I'm feeling really lazy after work. I just grab that thing out because it's a vibe, and I got my EOTech on it. Okay, mic check. We are still green. So let's talk about iron sights or backup iron sights. So I see a lot of the cult around the backup iron sights are like, their biggest point of contention is, okay, well, what happens when your optic fails? Well, guys, the thing that I would say about the guys that are saying, well, what happens when your optic fails, is those people don't trust their optic that they have on their weapon enough, so they need a backup sighting system. This gun has an EOTech on it, okay? I trust this EOTech with my life, and in the pistol grip, okay, of my weapon, I always keep extra batteries, and I always keep extra batteries on my level 2 kit. So, excuse me, like my flick fighting load carrier, okay, my rifleman kit, I always keep extra batteries on me. That way, I can just change them out in the freaking optic as we go, okay? EOTechs are battery killers, so you're going to want a bunch. But if you have an aim point or whatever, just keep a couple extra batteries on you. They weigh nothing. So yeah, that is the first biggest point of contention for the iron sight cult is are you really going to trust just what happens if your optic gets shot? What happens if it gets broken? What happens if the alien covenant dropship comes in and you drop your EOTech and it breaks? Well, I got news. Just because the sighting system is broken, the weapon is not broken. But we're going to get into this a little bit more. But if the alien dropship, covenant dropship, in whatever situation you think is happening is coming in, and your optic gets shot or blown off, guess what? There's probably going to be other plasma rifles on the ground. So just grab one of those plasma rifles. Okay, use that as a fictitious example, right? Grab one of those other guns. Okay, there's going to be plenty of these laying around. If your gun has been shot, then your battle buddy, if you're not already shot somehow, like in the situation where a round hits your optic in this crazy situation, right? I'm sure it's happened, but guess what? That means you're probably shot already or your buddy's shot. So just take his rifle or her rifle, right? So if you're so caught up in the weeds, you hear the operator cult about the backup iron sights. Mic check. We are good, guys. I'm telling you, it's like traumatic whenever I sit here and rant for 30 minutes and then I look down and it's the freaking audio's done. I digress. Okay, so if that is your point of contention, because I'm worried, I need backup to my backup to my backup. I need a handgun as my backup, and then I need an extra ankle gun as my backup, and then I need a pocket gun. No, guys, just buy the thing that you actually want to work first. Okay, so buy your EOTech, buy your aim point, buy your SIG Romeo 5. I've had a really good experience with those optics, those red dots. I own a ton of them. They're on a ton of guns. They get treated like absolute trash. Battery lives are good. Pick a good optic the first time. Have trust. Okay, this is going to lead into my second major point. Okay, so the first major point for the iron sight cult is that these guys they're not buying a good optic first. They're buying a trash Sightmark optic or whatever they got going on. They're putting it on the gun, and then they don't trust it, so then they put some crappy backup iron sights to fix a problem that they created on themselves. Buy once, cry once. I get it. It's a little cringe, but do it. That's what I recommend. I don't know how many of you guys, you operator cult iron sight guys, that have just trash optics on your gun and you're not training with the gun anyway, and then you just think the magic wand is to put some freaking backup sights on the gun, because now you have trash backup sights on the gun and you have a trash optic. Okay, that's gonna lead into my second major point here is gonna be trust in the optic. Okay, buy something or acquire something that you trust with your life, and don't just go out and get the cheapest AR or the cheapest AK you can find and the cheapest optic you can find and then not zero it and just leave it. No, get a good optic that you trust and go with it and train with it. Okay, so buy something good the first time that you trust, and if it's a SIG Romeo 5, buy 3 of them because they're 120 freaking bucks. You got 3 of them. It's a knockoff aim point, or buy an actual aim point or freaking EOTech. Okay, buy what you're actually going to use. There's even Primary Arms that has the prism reticles that are awesome too. So there's a ton of stuff out there, but have developed trust in your setup. Okay, that's going to be the second major thing. The same way you would develop trust in your T-Rex arms or Vickers sling, develop actual trust with the setup that you have. Don't just be out here making compromises. Weight, I get it. It's only a few extra ounces, but here's the thing. Unless the gun has a fixed front sight post like this one, okay, stop just throwing weight on the gun. And I get it. Half y'all in the comments are going to, between eating your Cheetos, are literally going to be like, you can't handle a couple extra ounces. Well, brother, I got my assault pack, okay? I got my armor. I got my belt. I got my helmet. I got all this crap, all my combo, my medical, my food. I got my battle buddy's gear because he's falling out and he's a heat casualty, right? I got all this stuff that I got to carry. And you guys that say, oh, well, it's just a couple extra ounces, you haven't trained. And if you have trained, you need to remember that training, not when you're sitting at home like I am right now in the air conditioning. You need to remember when you're training and just throw extra crap on the side of that gun. There's no reason to do it. So just keep the guns light. Keep them light. Don't be adding weight. And if you're the guy in the comment section that's like so infuriated because I'm telling you to pull your iron sights off because of weight, wait till you get tired. Wait till you're out doing a major movement with your weapon and you get tired. I promise you, you're going to be thinking about every little thing that's strapped to your rifle, every little thing that's in your rucksack, thinking, what can I drop? And that weight, okay, ounces equal pounds, just take it off. It's one of the smaller complaints, but it's one of the guys, the operator cult guys that love their backup sites, that they're going to be mad about this video. They're like, it's only a couple extra ounces. Okay, that stuff adds up, guys. Okay. uh, a pro for the operator cult guys is, oh, what if your weapon gets foggy or muddy? I've seen that happen. It's happened to me before. It primarily happens to shooters that only have one eye open. They have their dominant eye open with their non-dominant eye closed, and as they're fighting, they are breathing onto their optic, and the optic gets so foggy. Well, if you open the other eye, guess what? The dot will actually still be on what you're aiming at. Okay, so use both eyes when shooting. Don't do one. And yeah, but that is a good point to the operator cult people is, yeah, okay, if you get fog or mud and it gets damaged, but then I go back to there's always in any situation there's always going to be replacements, even in the most crazy doomsday, a world-ending apocalypse, WROL thing that you can think of. There's going to be stuff laying around, guys. There is, even in 20 years after the apocalypse, there's still going to be some ACOG or aim point that's sitting around. Mic check. We are good. Cheers, guys. Whatever you're drinking, coffee. Take a quick break here. But yeah, there's always going to be redundancy of stuff laying around. And guess what? If that's the case, then you can throw your irons on if there's no more optics. But cheers. Remember to like, subscribe, all the things, guys. I always feel like I always forget to tell you all that. Okay. Not that y'all don't know, but so yeah, fog, mud, damaged equipment. Okay, I'll give the operator people a point for that. The operator cult a point for that of iron sights, but I think there's always going to be replacement stuff. So I wouldn't get wrapped around the axle on the fog and mud and debris damage, because there's always going to be replacement. Maybe you have to run that one mission with it, but you could always just find another upper, right? So yeah. Okay. And I've probably fired more rounds than most of the people watching this video, and I've probably actively trained than a lot of you. And what I'm telling you is, in these situations, there's always another solution. It's almost never going to be, oh my gosh, I'm fighting, and I need a backup sighting system right now. It just, most of the time, even guys that run an EOTech and a magnifier, they end up pulling the magnifier off because they only need that 0 to 300 engagement. Okay, this is gonna be a long video. I'm sure some of y'all enjoy that though. What do I put here? Batteries. Make sure you all have batteries. If you do it my way and you pull your backup optic or backup sighting systems off the weapon, make sure you have at least 2 extra batteries for whatever sighting system you have. That is what I do. Again, I try to avoid the, okay, I got an LVPO on my gun, right? Or a low power variable optic, LPVO. Okay, I got that, and then I have a canted red dot, and then I have backup iron sights. That to me is not a fighting gun. Now you've just created a boat anchor. Okay, that's just my opinion. And I would never carry that for any sort of serious use. I would never. And if you're that guy that has an LVPO and an offset red dot and then backup sights, what are you preparing for, dude? Because the weapon is gonna be so heavy. Even if you're bigger than some of my most jacked battle blades, you're gonna fall out of that ruck march. I'm telling you right now. Okay, moving on. We talked about there's gonna be more plasma rifles on the ground. Okay, if your optic goes down, your awesome optic that you bought because you buy once and cry once, right? I always keep checking that mic. Then just pick up another weapon off the ground. Okay, or yeah, training. Most of the backup iron sight people, they don't train. Okay, so train with the keep your iron sights on there. That's fine. Go out to the range and train with your optic on. Train with your optic, whatever optic you choose, and then if count the times that your optic fails. If it's a trash optic, get rid of it and buy something good. It's you know sell it to some sucker on the internet and get a good optic, and then you'll be good to go. Get some training, get out on the range and do some dynamic drills. There's a ton on my channel of me running and gunning. Go check out one of those videos of us out there shooting and do drills like that. I guarantee you'll either identify that your optic is trash and get a better one, or you'll be like, I've never even used my iron sights, so why are they on the gun? And just to be clear, I love running just iron sights by themselves. So that's not. This is for backup iron sights. That's who I'm directly addressing. If you're running backup iron sights on your rifle, I'm not saying don't run iron sights. I love running a carry handle and a fixed front sight post. That is awesome. But yeah, so just to make that clear, I love iron sights, especially fixed sights. I love it, but I do not agree in backup iron sights personally. Training: get to the range, test the optic, count the number of times you actually use the backup the you actually use the freaking backup iron sights, and I guarantee you can be pulling those things off. Oh, but they only cost this much. Well, if you're getting backup iron sights, they need to be good quality ones. So that cost, oh, it only costs whatever. Take that money that you would have spent on those backup iron sights and put it on ammo or a better optic or a better sling or more freaking just rounds on the gun. Shoot your weapon more, and I guarantee you there's oh, it's only a couple $100 for the or whatever for these backup iron sights. Guess what? That's almost a case of ammo. You know what I mean? Or whatever, half a case of ammo that you could have shot using your optic. The thing you're actually going to freaking use in the fight. Oh, God. Okay. So use that money, put it to something better, like a good optic, okay, or a good sling. Okay. So the bottom line, you're going to do what you're going to do with your backup iron sights. You're either going to keep them on your weapon or you're not. But it's all going to come down to training. Okay. I highly encourage you to get to the range, do a ton of freaking drills, moving with the weapon, different positions, using your primary sighting system. And I can almost guarantee you, you're never going to use your backup iron sights. And that fictitious time where the gun gets shot or it breaks, excuse me, or you run out of batteries, it's going to happen almost never. And the times it does, there's probably going to be other guns on the ground. And that also is why you probably have your sidearm. Crazy, right? Or you're probably already shot and out of the fight anyway. Okay, in summary, guys, so backup iron sight crew, you're all about the weight. It only costs whatever. Might as well have redundancy. I got it, but that's why you have a handgun. That's why you have battle buddies to your left and right to help cover you if your optic gets shot or gets broken by actual incoming projectiles like gunfire or shrapnel. You're probably hit too. And if you're not, then guess what? The guy to your left or right, or the dude that you just smoked in Minecraft, is going to have a gun just good enough for you. So use theirs. Okay. Trust your optic. Make sure you actually develop trust with the setup that you have on the gun. The weight, I get it. You're going to say it's only a couple extra ounces, but guess what? That's a couple extra ounces that go to something else, not stuff just bolted to the top of your weapon for no reason. Oh, but it's redundancy. Stop. Leave me alone. Fog or mud, I'll give you a point there because I have seen fog or condensation from people's breath cause the optic to develop fog. Make sure you're shooting with both eyes open. But yes, that goes back to if you're making long range engagements, fog and mud, just make sure you're not using your actual finger to wipe off the optic. Use a rag, okay? And someone's like, I'm going to scratch my glass. Well, you probably aren't training. Okay. I'm still filming. You're fine. Nope. I'm going to keep filming. Thank you. Say hi to the channel. Bye. Trench wife. Training. Make sure you're actually getting training with the optic that you have. Use the cost that you would have used on those backup iron sights and put it into stuff like ammo, a good optic, a good sling, a good light, stuff like that. A badass paint job. Okay. Do other stuff that are more practical than backup iron sights. Bottom line, whatever you end up using, if you end up using backup iron sights, I encourage you to get to the range, actually count how many times that you actually use the backup iron sights that is actually induced because of the optic failing or running out of battery or something crazy, and then you'll probably convince yourself that you probably don't need a backup sighting system. In closing, thanks for being here, guys. The Discord is live, but is now Patreon members only. Patreon is live. It's $5 a month. Check out Right to Bear. I'll put a link down below. They are our first sponsor of the channel. It's $11 a month or $125 a year. And the biggest thing that they have is they're a huge Second Amendment advocate. They got my back now, and they are gonna. The biggest thing for me with them is they offer unlimited criminal defense or legal defense if you have to use your Glock 19 as you're getting your food, and someone tries to attack your family. well, now you have right to bear on your side. Guys, if you rock backup iron sights, just train and let me. And I just want to know in the comments how many times you've in Minecraft you've had to actually flip up my backup iron sights and made the shot that shoot a freaking alien Covenant dropship that saved my life. Okay, cool, but my opinion is, and from my training, I am just going to run the gun as light as I can with a white light, a sling, and a good optic on top. I already said 2 of those things are not on this gun. I got it. I just got home from work, and this is the gun I grabbed out of the safe because I'm lazy right now. But yeah, at the end of the day, guys, get to the range. I encourage you to shoot 5,000 rounds. The next 5 months, shoot 5,000 rounds on the range. And if you can't afford that, scale the round count back, but actually get the time under tension, time on the trigger, right, with your rifle. And I can almost guarantee you, you're going to be taking the useless stuff off the gun, and you're going to be loving the good quality stuff you put on the rifle, and doing more of a only buy what you need and then buy replacement stuff for that. So like batteries or extra uppers. I'm going off on a tangent, guys, but I just hate to see y'all waste your money and try to justify it by, when the Alien Covenant dropship comes in and I'm killing the first elite, and then the next grunt comes up, or the jackal comes up and I kill them, but then one of their plasma bolts hits my optic. Guys, come on, they're gonna have extra sighting systems, and guess what? In an emergency, if your life is on the line, okay, the gun still works, right? The weapon itself still works, and if you're close enough to not be able to take cover, you should be transitioning to your handgun anyway. Okay, that's going to conclude today's video, guys. Thanks for being here. I love having these discussions. I'm sure a bunch of people are not going to listen to the whole video. They're going to get upset. Like, I love my backup iron sights. Cool, dude. Keep doing what you're going to do. For the carry handle gang, hashtag carry handle gang, I'll do a whole video on y'all. Actually, I love the freaking carry handle with a fixed front sight post. It's a vibe. They're very accurate. I shot them for years in the Army and the infantry. They're freaking awesome, and a lot of us grew up on them. So yeah, carry handle or fixed sights, fixed iron sights. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people that are putting freaking plastic or backup flip up metal sights all over their gun when they have a trash optic on top of the gun. All right, guys, good talking to you. This is going to be Cringe Grenade signing out. Let me know what you think in the comments, what backup iron sight you're running because of some crazy scenario you've convinced yourself of. And until next time, guys, it's going to be Cringe Grenade signing out. Cheers. Nothing discussed in today's video should be taken as legal advice or as a substitute for legal advice. Always remember the 4 rules of firearm safety. Treat your weapon as if it is loaded at all times. Keep your finger straight off the trigger until you're ready to engage. Be aware of your target and its surroundings, and never point your weapon to anything you don't intend to destroy. The Discord server is live. Get in there, get some gaming buddies and some buddies to train with. The Patreon is live. It is the only source of funding for the channel. If you're interested in it, get over there and check out the Patreon. We could sure use your help. Thanks.